Welcome back. Welcome back to another episode of the Fifth Quarter Podcast. I'm your host, Marcus Jones, the Bluff City Cowboy, coming to you live from Memphis, Tennessee. And tonight we have a special episode. I missed Wednesday night, and I did that because I knew I was going to be going live quite a few times this weekend. We got a lot of information to talk about. I am doing one of 3 fantasy football drafts tonight. This is our DC4L admin fantasy draft. So it will include all of the members of the admin team. It'll include all the members of the admin team who work behind the scenes to make sure that the DC4L Facebook group is a safe space for all Cowboys fans. So if you're wondering who some of these guys are, you're going to see quite a few names pop up. You're going to be mentioned quite a few names. Tonight, got my guy Jeff joining me. Going to do a little Cowboys talk. He's also going to help give me a little bit of advice as we pick. This is an 8-team draft.
Oh my God!
I know.
Just sit on auto and talk about Cowboys.
I know. So luckily it's a free draft, so didn't have to pay anything for it. But we do get a prize if we win. Full point PPR. Quarterbacks only get 4 points for touchdowns. Looks like everybody's going running back early. So everybody who's watching, thank you guys for joining us. Feel free to come in and out as you please. If you can see the screen, let me know what your thoughts are, who I should pick next, what you think about what's getting picked so far. It's probably going to be a really, really deep team, if I had to guess. Look like running backs going early. Your mic's muted, Jeff. Okay.
I was talking to Kendall in the background. I was asked, what pick do you have?
I'm the last pick.
Okay.
I see we got Keith Smith joining us. Keith Smith, appreciate you tuning in. So I know you guys who are watching, you aren't here to watch me talk about fantasy football. I know why you're here. Had a bombshell drop yesterday. In surprising fashion, the Cowboys traded Micah Parsons to the Green Bay Packers. The pick included 2 first-round picks as well as a defensive tackle. So my pick's coming up pretty soon, Jeff. What are your thoughts on the pick, on the trade?
Well, as a fan, I absolutely hate the trade.
Okay.
I'm a Micah fan. I'm a Cowboys fan. I think that
is that a Micah jersey you wearing right now?
No, it's a Jalen Smith jersey. I think I'll frame my Michael jersey. But like I said, as a fan, I hate the trade because you're trading away one of your homegrown players, one of the heartbeats, I would say, of the team. So from that perspective, I hated when the news came out. I was devastated. But then I started to process a little bit. After the initial shock wore out, I kind of saw some of the positives of this trade. Of course, Cowboy Nation has been in a frenzy. They fired Jerry Jones. We're going 2-14. Yeah, I mean, it's been wild. And rightfully so. I mean, that's a big part of the defense. But I want to encourage Cowboy fans to look at another side of this. All right. So again, after the initial shock go off, is it your time to pick it?
Okay. No, not yet.
After the initial shock go off, I kind of looked at why this happened. Number one, I don't think that Jerry wanted to trade Micah, and I don't think Micah wanted to be traded. I think that was you know how sometimes when you play a little too much and then go a little too far and oh, wait a minute, this may actually be a real thing. I think Michael was just as shocked by the trade as the Cowboys were. And so what I want the Cowboy Nation to understand is that I'm happy that Michael got his money, but there was no way we were paying him $47 million. Not a year. That wasn't going to happen. Maybe 41.5, maybe 42, 43 at the absolute most. But there was no way we were going to be paying what Green Bay actually paid him.
Yeah.
So bringing it on back round, I want Cowboys Nation to think about this. Yes, we love Micah. Uh, I love Micah. But would you rather have Micah, or would you rather have three of your All-Pro players that potentially you got on your team? Because what they if Micah was going to 47, it was no way you were keeping Bland. It was going to be very hard to sign Tyler Smith. It was going to be pretty
George Pickens.
George Pickens. I think that trade signified a lot of things.
Yeah. If you like Trayvon, he may be able to stay now.
Right.
You're not choosing one or the other.
Right. So, yes, from that perspective, like I said, I see the benefit. And then you get a player that obviously is going to be an upgrade from Mozzie right now. I believe I'll be an upgrade from Mozzie. I'm just I'm off the Mozzie bandwagon. I'm sorry.
You wanted them cut, right, Jeff?
I wanted them cut. But I will say this, Cowboy Nation. If Mozzie lived up to his first round draft pick status, this trade would have not happened.
Yeah, because Jerry specifically said, which basically threw Mozzie under the bus, we made this trade for one to get a nose tackle to help stop the run. He said that about 6 times. So just like you said, Jeff, if we had a nose tackle that could stop the run, this trade probably wouldn't have happened.
Yeah. And I think it's John Duran.
I
mean, I'd rather have Micah too. But in the long skin, let me ask you this. Would you rather have Micah, or would you rather have Tyler Smith long term, George Pickens long term, and possibly Deron Bland long term? If you had to pick Micah or those 4 players, which one would you go with? Because essentially that's what that did. It allowed you to be able to possibly sign all 4 of them, and you get 4 first-round draft picks in the next 2 years.
Yeah. So this draft going pretty fast.
I hadn't even paid too much attention.
I went Genty and Henry first 2 picks.
Okay, going
I'm probably gonna go back-to-back receivers right here.
How many quarterbacks have gone? I'm curious.
Only Josh Allen.
Okay. So quarterbacks touchdown worth 4 points.
4 points.
And running quarterbacks are a premium in this. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So you sure you don't want to go receiver or quarterback, or you just
now that you bring that up, I may go well, ain't nobody watching. I may go Lamar Allen then a receiver.
Yeah.
Because you're right. That does make a big difference.
Right.
So I keep seeing people make comments about, like John Duran said, Jerry got robbed, didn't get enough for a player. I like the picks, but we didn't get enough. Here's my issue when you say that. It's my pick right now. Well, not yet. So I see somebody got Jalen Hurts, so they were thinking along lines of me.
Mark Jackson still there?
Well, yeah. B. Flynn hadn't picked yet.
Okay.
But and as Keith Smith said, that somebody took Jalen Hurts. So I'm just hoping Lamar Jackson makes it right here.
Right.
I may almost if I don't get Lamar Jackson right here, I may just wait to the end of the draft and get Kyler Murray.
or Drake May.
Or even Justin Fields, because 4 points for a touchdown in the grand scheme of things, that don't really mean a lot.
Right. By the way, I hate that too. I hate to play in leagues with quarterbacks, because I mean, think about it. Whether they run the touchdown, whether they throw the touchdown, it look like you'll be able to get them. A touchdown is still worth 6 points. So why? Yep. What's the justification that it's gonna be 4? I hate that.
Damn, the receiver I love this year is still there, and Drake London.
I thought he went in that pick before you got Lamar Jackson.
So yeah, what I was about to say about the draft picks, I keep seeing people say that. If you look at the history of the league, the last time a player of this caliber was traded, it was 2 firsts, a third, and a 6th. Micah went for 2 firsts and a former Pro Bowl player who's arguably, at worst, a top 10 player at his position. If I told you guys before we even made this trade, if I told you that the defensive tackle that we got in this trade had 7.5 sacks as a nose tackle and was a Pro Bowler, and we could get him for a third and a sixth, you would probably say we should do that.
Mm-hmm.
So I think he has a lot of value at that spot. I would rather have him than get that third and that fifth and that sixth or whatever combination of picks outside of two first. I would rather have that player because those picks could turn out to be Junior Fehoko. I would rather have the guaranteed pick. Now, I will agree, and I said this before the trade was even made. I don't like the fact that we traded with a team that's going to be picking at the end of the draft. I don't like that. But I think this was making chicken salad out of chicken, you know what? We did get two first, which is what I think is value for Micah. Two first and something else. The something else feels a need that we've had for the past 15 years.
Immediate need at that.
Immediate. He's going to give you minimum four sacks for a nose tackle, and he's going to help solidify your run defense in the middle. Those two things, they're not as valuable as what Micah gives us, but they're a very close second on top of the two first-round picks we got.
And then you got to think about this too. Green Bay had to agree to sign Micah to a contract.
Yeah,
that was part of the trade. So the two first-round picks, cool. Yes, they're probably not going to be top 10 picks, but two first-round picks in each of the next 2 years. I mean, that's good regardless because you can flip those for a higher pick if you wanted to. And like Jerry said in this press conference, you also can't rule out the fact that they could trade one of those first for another player that they could use now.
Yeah.
Don't rule that out.
Let me stop you right there for a second, Jeff. Let me just throw this in.
Okay.
I know people keep saying I don't want to see them trade the first. They might not even have to trade the first. But if you know you got two first, you won't be as hesitant to trade a second or a third. So, like, if Breece Hall came available, I'm not giving up a first, but I would be willing to give up a third. And if we didn't have that second first, I don't think we would do that. Another thing about the picks, and I'll let you go, because I've been reading Twitter all day and what people have been complaining about, and they're saying, what about our history with draft picks? And I agree with that. What I would say in contention to that is when you look at all of our bad picks, they've all been made out of desperation, and they didn't draft at the value of those picks. For example, when we drafted Mozzie, everybody knew we needed a defensive end. Everybody. We got what they felt was the best defensive end available. We all disagree, but that's what they felt.
Right.
When we drafted Mozzie, everybody in the world knew we needed a nose tackle. Now, typically pass rushers, the good ones go at the front of the draft. The top nose tackles go at the front of the draft. When we drafted Tyler Guyton, the top tackles go at the front of the draft. They're going top 15. So we are basically scraping what's left. What I say in contention to that, and I say all that to say this, if you look at the team right now, the biggest holes we have will be at running back and safety. Now, if you look at any draft in the past 5 years, the best running back in the draft normally goes anywhere from 20 to 25. That's going to be
around.
That's going to be right around the wheelhouse of what the Green Bay picks are. If you look at safety, and I talk about this all the time, the best safety normally goes between 25 and 30 around the Green Bay picks. So let's assume Dallas continues to go in the same pattern as my pick. They continue to go in the same pattern that they always go in. Jeff, you think I should go Devontae Adams or Garrett Wilson?
Devontae Adams.
Okay.
No question.
You think I should go Breece Hall right here, or should I go Walker or Connor? I'm almost tempted to go Connor.
I would go Connor. Connor has the safer. I don't think Connor's job is in jeopardy like they're talking about Breece.
I don't think so either.
Yeah. You know what Connor's going to give you.
Yeah. So back to what I was saying. if Dallas continues the history that they've always done, and they use that pick out of a desperation pick, they're not going to be getting the fourth best tackle like they've been doing, or the fifth best defensive end. They're going to be getting the best running back on the board, or second best. They'll probably be getting um the best safety. So it's not going to be like in years past where we have to stretch for a pass rusher or we have to stretch for a tackle, because we still got our first round picks, which probably won't be that good, and we'll address those. We'll address those when we get those picks. Or worst case scenario, if we pick in 12 and we trying to get to 6, we got another first round pick to get us up there. So we may not get another Micah, but we may be able to use those 2 picks next year and get whoever the best pass rusher is in the draft or the best left tackle. So right. we have a chance to either get a really good player and a good player, or one really good player. And I see your cousin comment about Garrett Wilson.
Yeah.
Why do people think Davante Adams fell off?
Hey, I told you we had that conversation when everybody was clowning me about drafting Puka. And right. I'm like, but they were praising Davante Adams. I'm like, hey, the same guy throwing both the ball. I mean, hey, Davante Adams has not fell off.
Davante Adams last year had 85 catches for 1,050 yards and 8 touchdowns. And that was with whoever the Jets quarterback was and whoever the Raiders quarterback was. That was last year. And the 3 years before that, he had 1,100 yards, 1,500 yards, 1,500 yards. So I don't see the fall off.
Yeah, D, I don't get that one. Yeah. So the other thing I want to add to this, and guys, this is not taken away from Micah at all. Yeah. Micah is a generational talent. Again, I think we're going to be losing something, but I don't think we're going to be losing as much as everybody's projecting we're going to lose. How many sacks did Micah have last year?
12 and a half.
So he had 12. So Jerry Jones kind of mentioned something with addition by subtraction. So we lose Micah, but we brought Dante Fowler back. Dante Fowler had what, 10 sacks?
I believe it was 9.
So 9, okay. And Micah had how many?
12.
So my question to Cowboy Nation is,
Fowler had 10 and a half last year. My fault.
Okay, so that makes my point even more. If Fowler had 10 and a half and Micah only had 12 and a half, 13.
12. It was 12. I checked. Yeah.
We're missing 2 sacks.
Yeah.
I'm going to be real. We're missing 2 sacks. Those 2 sacks we got enough pass rushers that can make up 2 sacks. And let's just say Dante Fowler fall off and get 8. Let's just say that. You don't think between Sam Williams, Iraka, Needland, James Houston, you don't think we could get those other 4 sacks? You don't think between those we can make up sacks? So again, I don't think production-wise, and it's not taking anything away from Micah, I don't see the fall off at all. If anything, like I said, it's just the ego of the fans. Another thing, I've been saying this since they made the switch from Micah to DN. I never liked Micah at DN. I liked him at DN in obvious pass rushing situations, but personally, I wanted Micah at linebacker, maybe Sam or something like that, because at Sam, you can actually put your hand in the dirt and rush the quarterback and, do other linebacker duties. But at Micah's size 250, Micah's a little light for a DN. And I feel like what happened to Micah as the year progressed in the years past, he got a little worn down. I mean, in our 4 playoff games with Micah, can anybody tell me how many sacks Micah produced? And again, this is not a knock at Micah. So I don't want everybody, you just down to Micah. That's not what I'm saying.
He's only had 1 or 1.5 sacks in 4 playoff games. It's 1 or 1.5.
So again, I ask Cowboys Nation, what are we really losing? We're losing a player. We're losing somebody that's going to be a Hall of Famer, yes. Yep. But as far as production-wise, I think the ends that we have they're more than capable of getting the same sack total that we've had in the past, if not more. Because you got to think about it. We really don't get any sacks from the D tackle position. And Kenny Clark get what, 4 or 5 a year?
Yeah.
That's 4 or 5 a year more that we hadn't been having in the past. And then if Kenny Clark can do this, maybe this will help rest you guys' soul a little
I know what
bit.
you're gonna say because I was just about to interject and say it.
Well, I tell you what, you go ahead and say it.
No, I was just gonna say, if he can help stop the run, instead of it being 2nd and 2, it might be 2nd and 7. It might be 3rd and 6. So now we have even more pass rush opportunities than we had when Micah was here to get more sacks. Because Micah was good, but Micah was great. Yeah, you're right.
He was great. Yeah,
Micah was great, but his sacks were coming when it was 3rd and 9. He wasn't getting 2nd down sacks because 90% of the times it was 2nd and 3, and they didn't have to pass the ball.
Right.
So you bring in a defensive tackle who can give us more 3rd and long opportunities. Now we got all these pass rushers, give them more chances. And then because Clark will force a double team and he has pass rush ability.
That was my point.
I'll let you finish that point then. Go ahead.
Well, think about it like this. If Clark can command a double team, which I think he will, are you telling me that Dante Fowler can't win one-on-one? Osa can't win one-on-one? When we bring a Raku in, he can't win one-on-one? Nealon to me more is he's a DeMarcus Lawrence type player than me. He's going to be good against the run side. I don't expect a lot of tackles a lot of sacks from him. But you don't think that Dante Fowler, man, that got almost 11 sacks last year, can beat 101 and get to the quarterback?
Former 3rd overall pick. Yeah.
So, I mean, yes, it was panic, but I think that Cowboys Nation have to take a breath sometime. And sometimes we're our own biggest critic because, again, I love Micah. I have a Micah jersey. I'm still probably going to wear it. But if I had a choice to trade Micah, get 2 first-round picks and a player, and then I have the ability to keep George Pickens because for what we think George Pickens is going to be this year, we now have the money to keep him because he's not going to command CD dollars. He's not going to command Justin Jefferson dollars. He's not going to demand Jamar Chase. Now, he may ask for it, but his market is not that.
Yeah. And
so now,
let me interject real quick. Even if we don't want to pay him, we got enough now to pay Bland, and we can franchise tag Pickens. So Pickens going to be here. I think Bland is going to be an easier negotiation now that we got money.
Oh, definitely.
Pickens might play hardball because of his agent is the same age as Micah got.
Well, also Tyler Smith, that's his agent as well.
No, Tyler Smith, his age, he changed agents. He got the same agent Dak had. Tom Condon.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I read an article. I guess that article was wrong. And
it was wrong, yeah. Okay. I looked that up too. It was wrong.
Okay. But you got to think about it. We got Tyler Smith contract coming up. There's no way we would be able to pay Michael Parsons, and I'm just going by the number he got in Green Bay, $47 million a year. Dak, $40 million a year. CD Lamb, what was CD contract?
36.
And then whatever we paying Diggs. Do you realize how much money that is wrapped up in those players? Yeah. Michael would be making more than Dak, and Dak is the quarterback.
Yeah.
So, again, after the initial shock wore off, and I actually sat down and I did a little research and thought about it and thought about the betterment of the team, I wasn't that upset with the trade. And so I'm going to address Shane Odom's question.
Yeah, I was going to do this. I got to put it on the screen. Go ahead.
Yeah, so Shane, he said, what do you think about the team's morale? Initially, I think the team is going to be, down because Michael was a light player. He had a lot of friends. And me and Marcus talked about this. He was friends with Dak. He was friends with Trayvon. He was a likable person.
Yeah.
But I also think this is going to be a wake-up call to Cowboys Nation, too. No one is bigger than the team. And I say that again. No one is bigger than the team. And so I think that it's gonna raise some eyebrows because, again, y'all think about it. Michael was offered a contract. Now, regardless of how you feel, the workings, Jerry offered him at that time the most guaranteed from any non-quarterback player in history. And if you look back, a year and a half ago, Micah said it wasn't all about the money.
Mm-hmm.
He said that you could give him a respectable contract and leave enough where he can get players around him. He's cool with that. So, I mean, to me, when I look at a contract, I don't look at the end number. All that's fluff. I look at guaranteed money and signing bonus.
Signing bonus, yep.
And if Jerry's words are true, and I say if because I don't know what the numbers were, I'm just going on what was reported. If he gave him the largest guarantee for any player in NFL history, what was the problem?
Now let me add in another interjection. Something else that's been bothering me, I've been seeing on social media. People been saying, well, Jerry could have been made this happen if he gave him 42. Here's my problem with that logic. Micah ended up getting 47.
Mm-hmm.
If Micah would have been happy with 42, why didn't Green Bay give him 42?
Mm-hmm.
The fact that he got 47 tells me two things. Number one, 47 was the number the whole time with David. Mm-hmm. And that's why Jerry wouldn't deal with him, because him and Micah had an agreement. I'm going to make you the highest paid. But David said, no, I want to take it even higher than that. Number two, it tells me the number had to be higher than 47. Because let's just use logic here, everybody. Green Bay paid him 47. Do y'all really think that Micah and David talked to Green Bay and said, you know what? I want to be the highest paid non-quarterback ever, which is $42 million. Do you think he said, I'll take 42? And Green Bay said, no, you're worth more than that. I'm going to give you 47. And we say, okay, deal. Do y'all think that's what happened?
Not even close.
So how can the number go to 47 and y'all think 42 was going to be the number here? That means the number was probably 50 and Green Bay had to negotiate down to 47. Other than that, it makes no sense for Green Bay to pay $5 million more than the next man, unless that was the number or more that Micah's agent wanted.
And who to say that Jerry didn't offer him 42?
Yeah.
I mean, that's been lost in all. And Jerry hadn't said it. Micah had said, which they probably would never say what their number was. But personally, I don't think it's going to be peaches and cream in Green Bay. I think Micah's going to hate it.
Yeah, exactly.
And I was looking at something today. I was looking at the taxes he's going to have to pay. Now, if what I read was true, his annual salary is going to drop down to $25 million because of taxes that he got to pay in Green Bay.
Yeah, because Dallas don't have a state income tax.
I may have would have stayed with Dallas. I'm just saying.
So let me speak on Shane Odom's question. I see Matthew Hewhart. Looks like a new name. So Matthew, thank you for joining us tonight. Hope you come back and join us on future episodes. Team chemistry is done in Dallas. You got Dak. He could have taken a cut. He's not getting anywhere. Well, right now the Cowboys have the most cap space of any team in the NFL at $42 million. So why does anybody have to take a pay cut? They dealing with the most cap space. They could literally, with the cap space they have right now, they could sign Bland, they could sign Pickens, they can extend Tyler Smith, and they probably still have about $12 million left. That's with the cap space right now. That's not including if they roll this cap space over the next year and the salary cap goes up another $15 million. We may be sitting on almost $60 million in cap space next year. So nobody needs to take a pay cut, for one. For two, anybody who has a ridiculously high contract, Dak, CD, they've been paid already. Mm-hmm. The only position that's left that would get a big pay cut, a big pay raise, will be left tackle. And that's not happening no time soon with the one we got. Mm-hmm. So we don't have a lot of big contracts that are going to be paid out right now. And in terms of, thank you, Matthew, the Cardinals have more cap space. The Cowboys are second then. Give me a second. I got to make this pick.
Yeah, go ahead and make the pick. So I want to address. I'm gonna go to John Duran, and that's gonna. We're not gonna turn this into a Dak Prescott show
Yeah,
because I know how that can go. But
exactly.
okay, I don't understand why everybody wants to blame Dak. So when Dak got his contract, the market was what the market was. That's no fault of Dak's. I mean, I would have taken the money too. Do I think he's worth it? Yeah, unless you wanted to run a full 16 seasons with Cooper Rush, and we saw how that was.
Yeah.
I mean, the year before that, Cooper Rush went 5-1, but let's just be real. He wasn't lighting up the scoreboard. Our best chance to win is with a healthy, and I emphasize that, a healthy Dak Prescott. But all of this is not on Dak. Dak don't play defense.
Yeah.
The times that we've gone and played the 49ers and lost, and the Packers and lost, I can't say that was Dak Prescott's fault. We were so in the Green Bay game, we were so far behind that, I mean, the more he throw the ball, yes, he's more prone to interceptions. But again, Dak don't play defense.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna ask. I just want to ask all the Dak people or the Dak haters on this: would you rather go into this season with Dak Prescott as your QB1, or what we saw from our backup quarterback? Although I expect he's going to be okay. Do you want to play 16 games with him, with what you saw the first 2 preseason games?
Yeah. Now let me address the team chemistry thing. I can see why people would think that, but realistically, again, I just brought it up. All the big name people have been paid.
Mm-hmm.
There's nobody left to have a contentious contract negotiation. The only two that was a problem with were Dak and Micah, because they played the 2 highest paid positions in the league.
Mm-hmm.
And I see John Duran said pay Pickens. I agree they should pay Pickens.
I'm 100% on that bandwagon. Pay
Now,
Pickens.
The problem is they won't do it because they don't know what Pickens' value is. The good news is if Pickens gets 800 yards, we can go through every wide receiver contract and we can slot him somewhere. If he gets 1,200 yards, we can go through every receiver contract and we can slot him. There's no chance of a Dak Prescott situation or a Micah situation where he's going to reset the market.
Exactly.
So that's why I don't think it's going to affect the locker room, because there's nobody else in a Micah Parsons situation. And Jerry said this in the press conference. When have I not paid somebody?
That's true.
It may not be when we want them to get paid, but when has he not paid a player? He paid Dak, he paid Lamb, he paid Micah, he paid Trayvon Diggs, he paid who else, Jeff? Zeke. Everybody gets paid under Jerry. It's not when we want them to get paid, but they get paid. So I don't think people are gonna say, because he didn't pay Micah, he's not gonna pay me. Hey Jeff, real quick, in this league, have the Packers went yet? I gotta draft the defense because they take off points for let me draft a tight end first. All right. What defense you think I should go with?
Let me see. I see Texans, Vikings.
I was looking for the Packers.
Why is everybody jumping on the Packers bandwagon for their defense?
Because the hype, Micah hype.
I understand that, but I like the Texans. I like the Vikings, and I see Philly's defense is still there. Might not like them week 1, but
yeah,
I still think we beat Philly. But
see who had the most fantasy points last year. The Texans, Jacksonville, Tennessee, and who the third team in the division? Jacksonville, Tennessee, Houston, and
crap.
Who the 4th team?
In the Colts? No.
Oh shit, they made me auto pick, didn't they?
Oh. Who you got? A Texans?
No, I got Tyler Warren. Never mind. Well,
But when,
I think about defenses as they come back to me.
yeah, I like the Texans, the Vikings, the Eagles. Unless you're gonna play matchups, scroll down because the last defense I'm seeing in New York, the Giants.
Yeah.
Scroll down a little bit. Let me see what's under there. How you going? Oh, okay.
Oh, you want to go up?
Well, the Giants are the last defense. Also go up then. My apologies. Keep going.
And the reason I'm picking a defense is because this league takes off points for yards allowed.
The Chiefs defense is always a good solid defense. Nobody ever picks up.
I'm scared of that division though.
Who you scared? Well, besides Denver, who
All
else?
them teams good.
You had the Chargers defense last year, and they played the same division. But okay,
I had the Chargers defense.
in one of our leagues, yeah, you had the Chargers defense. You did.
I don't remember that.
Yeah.
That was probably just out of necessity. But now I have to draft a defense.
Well, I think between the Texans, Vikings, and Philly,
Okay.
I think, and the Patriots going to have a pretty. The tough game is going to be Buffalo, but
Yeah.
I think other than that, yeah, they play the Jets. Yeah, it's going to be pretty bad.
I might go Patriots then.
Yeah. I see DC go Bears defense. Well, I'm gonna say this: Bears do normally have a solid defense. It's not sexy, it's not flashy, but the Bears usually have a very good defense. Very good defense.
All right, let's see. We got any other comments to address? I'll finish. Let me finish up my team chemistry conversation.
Okay.
So I don't think anybody's gonna have a problem with getting paid that's there now because of what I just said. And two, I don't think Micah was a leader on this team.
He was not.
Like, I don't think Micah was a guy that everybody kind of looked to as this is who we rallying around. Like, in terms of production, yes.
Mm-hmm.
But in terms of if I got a problem, this is who I'm going to, or this the guy that's bringing all of us together for team activities, I don't see Micah doing that.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't see necessarily a situation where am I done already?
I believe so.
I can only pick one defense. That's why. All right, what you think about kicker? Loop, never mind.
Of course.
So yeah, I don't see like Micah was a guy that everybody rallied around on defense. If you believe the reports, you would hear that Kenny Clark was actually the guy with Green Bay that they rallied around. So we bringing in a leader.
I'm sorry, I read John Duran. He said, "Hey, could you just say my name so my wife hears?" Shout out to John Duran.
John Duran, thank you for joining us tonight. Looks like that's a military symbol, so thank you for your service. Also, if you're in the military.
Oh yeah, much appreciated.
So yeah, there's a difference between being the face of the Cowboys and being a leader. The face is just who they can market and who the media rallies around, and who's the best player.
Mm-hmm.
But I didn't see Micah as the guy people went to, like Micah's hosting something to get all the guys there.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't see him being necessarily like a guy who's missed in the locker room.
Right.
Because a leader wouldn't, during the past 2 weeks, a leader wouldn't have came and been a distraction. A leader would have either came in practice, like CD did last year,
mm-hmm.
or he would have stayed his ass at home.
Mm-hmm.
He wouldn't have came while everybody else working out with a hoodie on, sulking on the sideline, and eating nachos and laying on the table during the game. That's not what a leader does.
Right.
A leader would have been, I'm going to let my people handle this, and I'm going to continue to do what I do with the team, or I'm going to stay at home until it's resolved.
Right.
They wouldn't do what Micah did.
And Jerry kind of alluded to that too a
Yeah.
little bit. He didn't come out and say it, but anybody just got any type of sense, you would read between the lines and what he was saying. And that's always been one of the kicks in Micah. Last year, and I think the year before, I wanted Micah to get off them podcasts and focus on football. That was one of my biggest knocks at him because, you know, that was too much clickbait and it was just distractions. Now we're the Cowboys, we're used to distractions. I mean, but again, my star player, my leader, I don't want you on a podcast 2 times a week and airing out dirty laundry and different stuff like that. And I want you focused. I want you looking at the playbook. I want you watching film, and I want you getting the guys together. That's what you do as a leader, not go on podcasts and get your likes up and stuff like that. So Jerry kind of alluded to that lack of leadership as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sean Hughes looks like another new name, so thank you for joining us. Micah's immature, complains too much, gives up on plays, won't have as much success, but he got paid. That's all he wanted, is to be rich. He won't be as followed in smaller market.
I mean, you got to address that one, Marcus.
What, the smaller market?
Yeah, because me and you talked about that.
Oh, yeah. Micah may have cost himself millions of dollars off the field and in retirement with this movie made. Because ain't no players in the offseason coming to Green Bay to get no interview on this podcast. Ain't nobody doing it during the season.
Mm-hmm.
In Dallas, everybody's here. He might be here in the offseason, but if he's got a podcast, he's got to do that year round. Mm-hmm. So we're going to be seeing him interview Rashawn Gary and
Jordan
Love, and who was the tight end name? Whoever on the team.
Tucker Kraft.
That's all he's going to be able to get in terms of an in-person interview. Right. I don't think Stephen A. will come to Green Bay for an interview.
Hey, he can interview Skip Bayless. Did anybody see Skip Bayless' live after? Oh, my God. But I will say this. Skip had some very valid points. He really, really did. I wouldn't have put it in the terms that he did.
Yeah.
But Skip had some very valid points with his rant after the trade. I wouldn't just say good riddance. I do wish him good luck. I do expect a big game from him when they play us the 4th week. But I think if anybody, we know how to contain Micah.
Yeah. Let me ask you this question, Jeff. Mm-hmm. Do you think Micah has done enough or played in Dallas enough to be considered a Cowboys legend? Like if Micah finishes his career out in Green Bay 6 years from now, do you think after he retires, people are going to be like, Micah's a Cowboys legend?
I think that's going to depend on the success he has in Green Bay. If his success in Green Bay exceeds that of Dallas, or I might have said that backwards. If his success in Dallas exceeds that of Green Bay, then possibly.
Okay.
Possibly. I don't think he's going to have that much success in Green Bay.
I think he screwed himself in terms of that Cowboys cachet after life after football. Because I mean, we know players who barely did anything as Cowboys, but they were here for 10 years, and now they in their 50s, and they reaping all the benefits. Most of them making more as former players than they did as actual players.
Shout out to Kenny Gant.
I didn't say the name, Jeff. You did.
Hey, I gotta take a phone call that happened twice. So I'm gonna click off for a second.
Do your thing. But yeah, I just feel like personally, this move's gonna cost them a lot in terms of legacy and even production. That's a different type of conference in the North, and it gets cold there. And Micah is a speed player, and this is not, again, Micah's great. Micah in his first 4 years has been on a legendary pace, but you got to look at everything that surrounds Micah. Micah played on a track, on a turf field with Nikes on, and he's a speed player. Imagine him in November For any of you guys that play football, imagine playing on natural grass wearing 2-inch cleats on an icy field. Micah does a lot of his winning because of his speed. Playing on something like that, that's going to slow your speed down a little bit. So we'll see when it gets October, November, December, is he still going to be able to use that explosiveness and be in the corner? Or is he going to be able to stop the run when it's 20 degrees out with a 5-degree wind chill and 40 miles an hour wind, and all teams can do is run the ball 40 times, and they run it right at him because he weighed 240. So we going to find out real quick what the trajectory looks like, and I'm going to pay real close attention to what his sack total looks like before week 8 and after week 8. Because I feel like he got to do a lot of his work early to hit 12 sacks again. Well, Matthew says Micah played in Penn State, cold, no problem for him. Micah played in college at Penn State.
Yeah. Different beast.
Different beast. When Micah probably played 12 games and never saw an NFL level tackle. At least not a first round pick left tackle. Now he's playing against real guys and playing in Green Bay. It's a huge difference. And Micah played linebacker, where he pretty much had a free release through the gaps. Now, not saying Micah won't be great, but you got to take that stuff into consideration. You're not playing on the track anymore.
And I think overall, I think his defense got worse. His supporting cast, rather. Regardless of what you think, I mean, I think it'll be easier to scheme against Micah in this defense than it was in Dallas. If Micah don't get home, have you seen Green Bay secondary lately?
Yeah.
Very suspect.
I couldn't name a person at corner on that team.
Only one I know is Hobbs, and I think I just heard his name. I think he's just a guy.
Yeah. So
I will pay attention to some of that stuff. Like I said, I'm glad Micah got his money. I'm proud for him. Again, none of this is Michael slander because we don't like him as a person or a player. Just stating a couple of facts. And I think with Cowboy Nation can take in some of this, I believe y'all will start to feel a little bit better about the trade. Because again, it's not like we traded Dak Prescott, and I'm not trying to have the Dak conversation, but as long as we got a healthy Dak and we have to outscore people, I feel I'm confident we can do that with what we got. But again, we weren't winning with Micah. Probably wasn't going to be winning, we extended him. Because personally, I think Micah should have been playing linebacker. That's me. I think he'd been a lot more effective as a strong side linebacker.
So Matthew Hughart asked the question, can we beat the Packers? Now, I would say no, but it's not because of Micah. I'm just going off history. Micah doesn't change the history either way because he was here when we were losing to Green Bay.
Yeah.
So I would say probably no, but I wouldn't say it's because Micah's there.
I think on week 4, I believe we can beat Green Bay. We're going to have to shorten the game because I'm going to be honest, I don't trust any of their receivers, any of them.
I don't either.
Josh Jacobs can make life really tough for us. And what happened in those games, the last game that we played them, they were running the ball so well that Jordan Love he had all day, so we didn't have a pass rush. And who couldn't get open if you got 5-6 seconds to throw the ball? And anytime they ran play action, we had to respect it because they were absolutely gashing us in the run. So play action was killing us in that game.
Yeah. Matthew Hughart asked the question, do you see us in the NFC Championship? No, but I didn't see that before Michael was traded either. I still think this team, the team this year, is built to be good in 26. And I think the moves that we just made with Micah going to make us even better in 26 because now Now we can pay Pickens, we can pay Bland. If we want to pay a real safety or draft a real safety, I just talked about that earlier in the show. If we get Green Bay pick and Green Bay pick is pick 24, we can draft and we pick our pick is like 15. We can draft whoever the best whatever is at 15 and then still probably get the best safety at 22, 24. So we can address safety without paying the money for it. We could address running back without paying the money for it. Or if we want to pay a running back, we got extra funds to do it. I don't know if I text you the list, Jeff, but did I text you the free agent list next year?
You did.
All right, so guys, let me tell you who some of the free agent running backs are going to be in next year's draft. Brees Hall, he's not getting re-signed because they got Braylon Allen. Trevor Etienne, he's not getting re-signed because they just drafted 2 running backs, and they
Travis, y'all.
I mean Travis. Sorry, I'm thinking about the younger brother.
I got you.
Travis Etienne, Brian Robinson, or Christian McCaffrey. If Brian Robinson does well, they not paying McCaffrey. And if McCaffrey looks healthy, they not re-signing Brian Robinson. So one of those two is going to be a free agent. Isaiah Pacheco is a free agent. Kenneth Walker. They used a first-round pick on Charbonnet. They not paying Kenneth Walker. Maybe David Montgomery. Tyler Algier for Atlanta. No chance they re-sign him.
And I would love to get Tyler Algier.
Yeah, me too. Yeah. Aaron Jones, more than likely, this is last year with Minnesota. So some of these guys a little long in the tooth. David Montgomery may become available if Ja'Marr Chase fully takes over the backfield. But I just named you at least 4 running backs who are 26 that you could probably get for $8 million a year or less. And it ain't going to be we got to divvy up the pie this year because we got $46 million and we'll probably add another 15 after the salary cap goes up. So we're going to be in some good situations. And Matthew Huhar says draft the edge rusher.
Yeah, I was going to address that. You always can draft edge rushers, but I doubt we take one really, really high unless the talent is just there. Because we just drafted Needland in the second round 2 years ago. We just drafted Iraku this year. I don't think we're going to be drafting any edge rushers, like I said, very high, unless it's a CD Lamb situation, the best pass rusher just fall in our lap. Then that's a no-brainer. Yeah. But my thing with pass rushers I feel like you can find pass rushers anywhere in the draft. Maybe not elite, but if you just want guys to rush the passer, you can find those guys. We just got James Houston. What was he doing 4 weeks ago?
At home chilling.
And he played well in the preseason. So my take on pass rushers, you always take a pass rusher unless they're elite. When we drafted Dorrance Armstrong, I didn't know who Dorrance Armstrong was. Marcus said, hey, he's a good pass rusher. We got him in the 4th round. So you don't have to just, like I said,
D-Law was a 2nd round pick.
He was going to be a first, but yeah, he was a 2nd round pick. Yeah, so you can find pass rushers. I'm not. We got to break the bank to get a pass rusher.
Yeah. Now Matthew and Matthew, thank you for all your great comments too. I really appreciate you. This show is fueled by fifth quarter nation, and you've definitely been bringing some great comments tonight. So I hope you continue to join us in future episodes. He says Jerry drafts an O-lineman 1st round all the time. Now, if you were at the beginning of the show, I addressed that. Jerry drafts blinking lights. So he's going to either draft a person who who shouldn't be there, or he's going to draft a glaring need on the team. And for the past, ever since the second Great Wall fell, he's been chasing offensive linemen. So we lost Tyron Smith. We lost Travis Frederick. We lost Zach Martin last year. the last 3 drafts, we've been trying to replace the top offensive lineman. I think that chase is pretty much done now because we got Cooper BB. We just drafted Booker. Tyler Smith's going to be here for a while. Tyler Guyton, whether you like it or not, is going to be here at least 2 more years. And it looks like we got Nathan Thomas, who can be an easy replacement for Terrence Steele next year, or move him to left and move Tyler Guyton to right. So I think we're done with offensive line for the next 4 years in the first round.
So I want to throw something out there because since we got 2 first-round picks, hypothetically, we on the clock. The best left tackle in the draft is still on the board, and we still got our Green Bay pick.
Okay.
Don't be surprised if Dallas pulled that trigger to get the best left tackle in the league or in the draft. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Switch Guyton to right tackle, and you have just set your line for years to come.
Yeah.
Don't be surprised if that happened. Because for as much as we like Steele, I feel like Tyler Guyton would be a better right tackle because that's what he played in college. So if you can get that ability to draft a pure left tackle and put Tyler Guyton in a position that he's comfortable with and having that experience playing left tackle, look at what you just did with your offensive line. And then at the Green Bay pick, best player available.
Yeah. Yeah, and John Duran, you always need good offensive linemen. You're definitely right. And just like Jeff said, if one fell into our lap, I wouldn't be shocked to see them do it. But unless that happens, I think if you look at the team, our blinking lights next year are going to be safety and running back and maybe wide receiver number 2, depending on what happens with George Pickens in the offseason. So, John Duran's other question, we don't know what the running backs we have will do this year.
We signing Pickens. Stop it. So when Micah walked out the door, that was signing Pickens' contract. Come on, y'all.
Yeah. So we talked about this earlier in the show, John Duran. What this trade does, we got $42 million right now in the bank. Let's say we go into week 3 and Braylon Allen and Breece Hall in a 50-50 locker room backfield split. Mm-hmm. And they know Breece Hall leaving next year. In years past, Dallas would not trade a 3rd-round pick, especially considering we lost a 4th-round pick in so many years. Now that we got 2 first, maybe they'll go ahead and trade that 3rd-round pick and trade for Breece Hall, and we got the money to go ahead and extend him out right now at $7 million a year. Mm-hmm. Same thing with who's another one? Tyler Algier. Bijan just come out and he the next Saquon Barkley. Tyler Algier walking. Mm-hmm. They not gonna get a good comp pick for him. Maybe they'll trade him for a 4th. Mm-hmm. Dallas might be open to do that now. So I would pay attention to that. And then, like I said, the 1st or 2nd best running back in the draft next year is probably going to be picked between 20 and 30. That's right where the Green Bay pick is. So we could probably come out with that pick and get our running back of the future for the next 5 years for cheap. So this trade could pay some dividends. Mm-hmm. I don't see them necessarily saying with pick 2024, we just drafted at pick number 15, and now I'm going to reach for a player at 24. I think they're going to go super safe.
And just, I mean, who's to say? I mean, stuff happens. Something can happen in Green Bay, and they can have a very off year. Yeah, they could be. I'm just saying they could be drafting, or the pick could be top 15. I take that.
Yeah,
I don't think it's just a guarantee that their pick is automatically gonna be in the 20s. I don't think that.
Now, I see somebody talking about Dak. I will say this: I don't like to talk about Dak, but if something happened and Dak wet the bed or got hurt again, and we got 2 first-round picks, let's say our pick ended up being pick number 8.
I know where you're going with this one.
I see the tea leaves. Now they say Arch Manning is not gonna come out early. He's playing 4 years like his dad, like his two uncles.
Mm-hmm.
If there's a glimmer of a chance that Dallas would trade, if Dallas is picking 7 and they got the firepower to trade 3 first to go to from 7 to 1, there's no way that doesn't happen. Because you got Jerry Jones, who's the most powerful man inside of NFL, regardless of what fans think about him.
Mm-hmm.
Jerry Jones pulls a lot of strings in the background. And then you got the Manning family on the outside. And we saw what they did with Eli.
Mm-hmm.
You telling me if Jerry got the firepower to make it happen, that they can't bully New Orleans or Cleveland into saying we want the Cowboys to get Arch Manning, you take these 3 picks and like it? It can happen.
It definitely can.
And even if that doesn't happen, this draft next year is going to have 4 really good quarterbacks at the top of the draft. So if Dallas is picking 12, I wouldn't be shocked to see them take a Cade Klubnik from Clemson or Drew Aller from Penn State at 12 and let them sit for a year. That wouldn't be a surprise. So just think about that. Somebody brought up quarterbacks. 2 things to consider. I promise you, though, if Dallas picked top 10, the offseason going to be ridiculous with Arch Manning talk. And he's going to come into the league as the most hated player of all time because they're going to find a way to force him into Dallas.
But isn't that right up Jerry Jones' alley?
Oh, yeah.
I was telling one of my people at work, and they was asking me how the Michael situation was going to pay out. I said, well, I can tell you this. I said, I hope that we sign him, but one way or the other, before the season starts, Jerry Jones is going to have Dallas in the spotlight, one way or the other. Now, it just happened to be the other this time, but I knew he was going to steal the spotlight some type of way.
Right. Now, and let me just reiterate this again, because remember Eli Manning?
Mm-hmm.
The Chargers.
Yep.
The Chargers desperately needed a quarterback. And the Giants were picking 4, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
The Giants ain't got nearly the internal influence that the Cowboys and Jerry Jones have. And they forced that trade, like straight up. The Chargers picked him, and they still made him trade them, which never happens. That's an NBA type trade. Like when an NBA team draft a guy, and then the next 2 seconds, another team trades for that guy. That never happens in the NFL, where a team drafts a guy and then trades him on draft night. So you think if they made the Chargers do that with the Giants, you don't think they'll make somebody do it for the Cowboys? No way.
Oh, definitely.
No way.
I agree.
Kurt Whitmer. Can't build a team with one guy. Most people hate the trade, but I don't hate it. I think it makes a lot of sense. I definitely agree. We've been talking about that all night. We hate to see Micah go. Micah's a great player. But, I mean, if it couldn't work, it couldn't work. And I've seen people say Jerry overreacted and Jerry, made a hasty move.
Mm-hmm.
Look at the last 3 big contracts we signed. 366 days ago, which is a year and a day ago, we signed CeeDee Lamb.
Mm-hmm.
364 days ago, which is 2 days from now, we signed Dak Prescott. This is when Jerry makes his contracts.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I think Jerry gave Micah crap or get off the pot deadline with, are you going to, because they said this was reported that they tried to meet with Jerry and they said play under your 5th-year deal or we'll trade you.
Mm-hmm.
I know fans hate to hear that. I think that's what probably happened. Jerry always says deadlines make deals. And if I give you a deadline and you don't make a deal, I'm getting rid of you.
But the thing about it, Mark, Jerry offered him a contract. I'm pretty sure Now I've seen the
But
5
that's why I
years,
think he gave him the deadline, because he did give him a reasonable contract.
and that's what I'm saying. I mean, so again, people have been slaughtering Jerry Jones for, oh, you should have did this. Jerry gave him a contract, and in Jerry's quote unquote words, the contract that he gave was the highest at that time guaranteed to a non quarterback player. And the agent, not Micah, think about it, research it. The agent told Jerry to quote unquote shove it up. You know, you know what? Michael never said that.
Yeah.
I would be anxious to know what that contract entails. And again, when you look at contracts, the only thing that matters is guaranteed money and signing bonus. All the rest of that stuff is fluff and years of a contract that you'll probably never in your lifetime see.
Jerry
I
even
gotta
came
follow
out.
him on that.
Jerry even came out and said that the amount of guarantees he offered in his contract was more than what Green Bay gave him. So, like you said, Jeff, the guarantees and the signing bonus are what's important.
Right.
Even though he got 47 on paper, Jerry said he offered him more guaranteed.
So, do y'all still think it's Jerry Jones' fault?
Yeah. If Micah would have gone to Green Bay, and I said this beginning of the show, if Micah would have gone to Green Bay with a contract that was $42 million, I would probably say Jerry played hardball and Micah wanted to be the highest paid. Jerry lied to us, and this is the result. But the fact that Micah got 47, $5 million more than the next man, that lets me know the number was probably 50, and they negotiated down.
So what do you think the number, and just hypothetically, what do you think Jerry offered? Just a wild guess.
Let me look at what TJ Watt contract is real quick.
Okay.
John Duran said, I believe Jerry and the handshake is true. I do too. So TJ Watt's deal was 4-year, 160. And so that's 40 million. And let me look at Garrett's deal. His deal was 40 per year. I would probably guess the reports are true. Jerry offered 40 and a half, which would have made him higher than everybody else. That would be my guess. But you can't tell me Jerry was playing hardball, and I've been saying he got $5 million more than the next man. He got $7 million more than the next man. You don't go from 40 and a half to 47 and say, oh, the other person being unreasonable. Your number was too high.
Right.
Because if you got 47, you asked for 50, and they brought you down to 47. So if the number was 47, that deal was never happening anyway. So Jerry was right to let go of him now before paying him $22 million on a fifth-year option when he was just going to sit out next year on a franchise tag.
Can you highlight Kurt's Whitner's comment? So to that point, Kurt, you're absolutely right. And Green Bay is going to learn that very, very quickly. Green Bay is going to be in salary cap hell for the foreseeable future. And on top of that, you don't have a first round draft pick for the next 2 years. 2 years. That's going to be tough. That's going to be tough.
I don't know. I'm gonna modify your statement a little bit, Jeff. I don't know if Green Bay gonna be in cap hell, but I think they're gonna be in personnel hell. Because right now they can afford it because all their best players on rookie contracts. Like if I look at all their players, Jordan Love just signed his deal. But all those receivers they got, all of them still on rookie contracts. I'm looking at their offensive line. Rasheed Walker was a first-round pick last year. Aaron Banks was a second-round pick a couple years ago. Jenkins was a fifth-round pick. Sean Ryan was a third-round pick last year. Zach Tom. I think Zach Tom was a fourth-round pick 3 years ago. They hold offensive line on rookie contracts. You go to defense. Both they D tackles on rookie contracts, They pass rusher opposite Micah was a first
Mhm.
round pick last year. Edgerrin Cooper, the linebacker, was a second round pick last year. Then I look at the secondary. They got Xavier McKinney. He was a second round pick 3 years ago. So I'm just going through they team. Every player they got is on a rookie deal. So when you paying Love 50 and Micah 47, and all these guys come due at the same time, you ain't gonna be able to afford none of them.
Don't forget whatever they're
None.
paying Josh Jacobs too.
Especially if they good players, you ain't gonna be able to afford none of these guys. Yeah. I don't remember what Josh Jacobs' deal looked like, but they may be able to keep him there.
Mm-hmm.
But when Jayden Reed, Romeo Dobbs, Christian Watson, Dontavian Wicks, all them deals about to end in the next year. They can't afford to pay none of them guys $20 million.
So what you saying is Jordan Love would be throwing the ball to me.
Yeah. He could be throwing it to Matthew Golden and
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 me.
400 Renfros.
Yeah, but that goes right along with the point that I made earlier in the show, guys. Would you rather pay one person all that money or split that pie, the proverbial pie that Jerry Jones talks about all the time, and be able to pay 3 or 4 of our players?
Yeah.
That deal essentially allowed us to get possibly keep Pickens. I'm pretty sure we're going to sign Pickens, Bland, and at least be able to extend Tyler Smith. That's what not signing Micah allowed us to do. And
Yeah.
I can live with that.
Yeah.
I can live with it.
I can too. And I'm looking at the defense right now. I still think, like I said earlier in the show, I still think we can win 8 games easily. Because we still got talent.
Mm-hmm.
I think 11 might be harder because I do think Micah is worth a game or two. So I think we'll still be a winning team, just not a playoff caliber team. I think next year, when we get everybody re-signed and we got 2 first-round picks and we actually have money left over to sign guys, I think we're going to be a much better team. And I know people don't like to give Jerry credit, but you brought this point up early in the show, Jeff.
Mm-hmm.
Micah said, I'm willing to take less money if you bring me players. Jerry changed his tune this year. We brought in a lot of people. We brought in 2 linebackers. We brought in cornerbacks. We brought in a big name receiver. We brought in some running backs. Brought in a lot of offensive linemen. We brought in players. And I think next year, with more money, we'll probably be able to bring in some more. Mm-hmm. I don't think we're going to break the bank, but if there's a quality safety out there, I think we'll be in the running for that. Definitely a running back. I think a running back will be happy to come here on a cheap deal.
Mm-hmm. Especially with the line we done built.
Yeah. Yeah. If you look at Twitter, Kurt Whitmer, and how people were saying the sky was falling, and John Duran, thank you for joining us. I hope you come back and join us again every Wednesday at 8:30 Central Standard Time for the Fifth Quarter Podcast. This week we're about to gear up and go into regular season, so we got a lot of good content coming for you. I agree. I think it's going to be better than most people give us, but most people think after we lost Micah, we only win in 1 game. I don't see that.
That's completely crazy.
Yeah. I think that at absolute worst, with a healthy Dak, we win 7. That's worse. Mm-hmm. And I don't think it's that low because we still have arguably the 2 best receivers, the best receiving duo in the league. And this is still a passing league. Mm-hmm. And our offensive line will be improved. And even though we lost Micah, we got a lot of corners that's going to come back at some point. And we got a lot of pass rushers who we don't know what they are. Mm-hmm. One of these guys could get double-digit sacks. One of them can. It's not like the cupboard's bare.
Yeah. And then the other thing about that, guys, we're gonna have a heavy defensive end rotation. It's gonna be heavy. So in the fourth quarter, when you need that sack that you would normally rely on Micah to get, you should have some fresh guys coming in when it's pass rush time. Because I think we have 6 on the roster now.
What the
Defensive
end?
end, the ends.
Uh, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, Nealon, Ezaraku, Fowler, Houston,
And
Williams.
Williams. I thought it was a 6 one in there. But
No,
anyway,
we got 6 DTs, and I brought that point up to you earlier.
oh yeah, well we won't keep 6 DTs, but
Yeah,
yeah, with that rotation, we're gonna keep some fresh legs on the field, so we'll be able to get a pass rush. And like I said, when our full cornerback arsenal come back, um, just a piece of a pass rush should make them be able to play the ball a little bit better. It won't be a Michael Parsons. I'll
right.
just say that. So let me not say that, but I think team sacks. I think we can still get the job done.
Yeah, I mean, brought up early in the show. Fowler had 10.5 sacks last year.
Mm-hmm.
James Houston, before he got hurt, he had 8 sacks. Sam Williams, before he got hurt, had 6 sacks. Don't know what Donovan Ezaraku is yet, but last year he had 19.5 sacks in college.
Mm-hmm.
So we got guys who either have proven to be good pass rushers or have the potential to be out of the 5 we have.
And don't forget what Osa could do, and also what Kenny Clark can bring.
And yeah, Kenny Clark gonna bring us more sacks than we probably ever had from D tackle. If he gives us 1, there's more sacks than we ever had at D tackle.
And then think about the rotation we're gonna have in there. Solomon Thomas probably still got a little bit in the tank.
He'll have a lot more now that he ain't got to play as a full-time nose tackle. I was gonna bring this up on the show Wednesday before we made this trade.
Mm-hmm.
I was gonna be concerned because if you look at how the team treated them, the fact that Solomon Thomas played no preseason snaps, that tells me they were projecting him to be the starting nose tackle.
Mm.
Think about it. Why would they not let him play any snaps if he's the backup to Osa?
Good point.
So we were going to probably go into the season looking at Solomon Thomas being our starting nose tackle, but now you've got a real nose tackle and you got a guy like Solomon Thomas who can be more of a Swiss Army knife. He could play all 4 positions.
Yeah, he can play some in too.
Yeah. He started off as an end with the Niners.
Mm-hmm.
So and now he's going to be fresh because you're not expecting him to be your nose holding up things. Same thing with Winfrey.
Mm-hmm.
Winfrey got some pass rush moves. Even if Clark can't give you what you want, you could put Winfrey in that 3rd down and let him rush the passer because we've seen that in the preseason.
If Clark can just draw double teams, I'm good with it.
Yeah.
Free up the other guys to go one-on-one.
Right.
If Dante Fowler got I'm sorry.
No, you go ahead. You finish your
No, if Dante Fowler got 10.5 sacks, I'm pretty sure he can do that again with one-on-one coverage. Going against one-on-one. I'm pretty sure he can do that.
Yeah.
Without question. And even if he don't get 10.5, if he get 8, I'm still good with that.
Yeah. Yeah. And what I was about to add on to, we talked about Kenny Clark being a addition in terms of run defense. Think about what he does with these linebackers. We have a great linebacker core. You guys saw that in the preseason. Right. And we didn't even see our 2 best linebackers on a consistent basis. Mm-hmm. Now think about you got a nose tackle who can push the pocket back, hold a double team, and keep Overshown, Leah Fowl, Kenneth Murray, Jack Sanborn clean, where they can just go after the running backs. We should end up in a whole lot more 2nd and 8, 3rd and 6 situations than we've ever seen in Dallas. And that's going to help with these pass rushers also.
Mm-hmm.
Brian 7 has a Texans profile picture. But appreciate you joining us on the 5th quarter. Hope you come back again. Looks like you're watching from YouTube. So if you're watching from my YouTube, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Join us anytime. We are open fan We're an open show to any fan base as long as you bring us with great content and knowledge. So you ask who's winning that starting job midway. You say Blue. I think it's open competition, honestly. It could be anybody. It could be Maffa, because Maffa's coming back.
Mm-hmm.
And we haven't seen Maffa behind that starting offensive line. But if you look at how he played in the preseason, he's looked the best of all of our running backs behind the starting offensive line. So it could really be anybody. And we don't know what Javonte looks like at all.
Right. I think it'll be Javonte for the first start. I do think Blue is going to eventually, toward the end of the season, possibly next year, take over the backfield.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't have to have Blue to take. Sometimes having more is better. I would like to have a good rotation and have a running game that way than to sometimes have a bell cow, because then if you look at our starting three right now, our top three, I ain't gonna say starting three. Blue is the unknown. We know about his speed. We know he's a great receiver at the back, but all our running backs can catch.
Yeah.
So it's almost like, okay, you get some plays here, you get some plays here, you get some plays here. In the fourth quarter, who's the freshest? When we need to grind the game out.
Yeah.
So I like what we got. I do like that we're bringing Maffa back. I was kind of hurt when we cut him because I was kind of worried we might not be able to get him back. But I personally would have cut Sanders.
No, they snuck him on IR. They didn't cut him. They ended up changing
That's right.
minds.
That's right. I'm sorry. He got that injury.
Jerry Jones special.
Oh yeah, man was trucking 5 and 6 linebackers the day before, and then all of a sudden he come up with a shoulder injury.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I would love to see the X-ray. But yeah, I mean, I just don't see the skies falling as everybody else was saying. And then, guys, we might not be through making moves yet. I'm just gonna be honest. Marcus said this a couple of shows ago. A lot of these veterans, they just didn't want to go through training camp, running wind sprints and all that stuff. And then from a Dallas standpoint or any NFL team standpoint, if they wait till week 2 to sign some of these guys, then their contracts are not guaranteed.
Mm-hmm.
So just because this is the team now, you never know what may happen. I've been seeing, which I don't think it'll happen. I've been seeing some people pound the table to get what's the man, Clowney.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think it's gonna happen, and I don't really think we need him. But you never know.
We got the money. If you want to pay him $5 million for the season, unguaranteed, who's to argue that?
That's what I'm saying. So yeah, we got a lot of ways we can go with this thing.
Yeah.
And that, like I said, that 4 first round picks over the next 2 years, you can really make some things happen with that.
Yeah. Yeah, I wouldn't be shocked to see us trade a 3rd round pick during the season for a player.
So, if that's the case, what position?
I still say running back.
Okay.
Now, if those young guys wet the bed, it could be pass rusher. But I'm still leaning. I still think running back and safety are our 2 blinking lights right now. Every other position on the team, we got at least one solid player.
Matthew Hugo said maybe get Tyreek, but we don't need a receiver. Tyreek Hill is not coming to Dallas. That will not happen.
Yeah, at least not this year. Now, if we going into next year and it don't like we gonna sign George Pickens, and Tyreek Hill's value is 2nd or 3rd round pick, which probably will be.
Mm-hmm.
Let me look at this contract first before I say that. Tyreek Hill contract.
I'm curious to think why people. Well, I guess I see why. I just don't see a scenario where we won't and can't sign Pickens. Not after the trade. I don't see that scenario at all.
Okay. I could see Tyreek Hill being a cap casualty this offseason, to be honest. You wouldn't have to trade for him. His cap hit next year is going to be $51 million.
Cap hit.
You ain't got to trade for him. Just wait till
He'll be free.
let's see.
Definitely a cap casualty.
His contract guarantees the third day of the league year. So Tyreek Hill won't be a Dolphin past March 18th.
Yeah, no
So
way they
yeah.
paying him that type of
Oh
money.
no way.
Again, guys, this is why I say the only thing that matters in contracts are guaranteed money and signing bonus.
Yep.
That man will never see $51 million from the Dolphins. Maybe you add up his whole time in Miami, but he would never see that in 1 year. I don't think anybody would ever see that in 1 year.
No, they're not gonna let him have a $51 million cap hit at 32 years old. And he got his off the field trouble too. Nah. And I think Mike McDaniel's probably gone after this year. Because that that hype that he had, I think is wearing off real fast.
Oh, done wore off.
Yeah, so he hadn't done anything with all that offensive firepower they gave him. Hell, he got a 4x100 team on the offense.
Seems like everybody should be running 9 routes, huh?
Exactly.
And
Hell,
a
even the
tight end
running
across
backs.
and a tight end across the middle, huh?
Even the running back should be running 9 routes. And they can't win 10 games. So I think, and they traded Ramsey. So yeah, it's gonna be rough in Miami. Matthew Huhar saying, I think we can sign Pickens, no problem. Now remember, David Mugaleta is his agent. I think he might try to play hardball, but I don't think the numbers are gonna be there for him to really play too hardball like he could with Micah.
I was about to say that. I mean, Micah and George Pickens, they're two different animals there.
Two different.
Micah, you can play hardball with him because you know what he is.
Yeah.
Right now, Pickens is on a. If Pickens was the number one receiver with nobody else, then yeah. But CD is still gonna get 100 catches, close to 100 catches, 1,200 yards, 6 to 8 touchdowns.
Yeah.
That's a floor, I would say, for him. Pickens is not going to be the unquestioned number one. I don't think he would. You can try it, but nobody's paying him top 5 money. That's not going to happen.
Terry McLaurin just signed for 3 years, $96 million. That's $32 million a year. If Pickens has an amazing season, that's his ceiling.
Mm-hmm.
And Pickens is only 24 years old. So you're going to be paying him $32 million a year at the most for his 4 prime years.
Mm-hmm.
So him and CD will be under contract together for the rest of their careers, basically.
Mm-hmm.
They could do that one tomorrow, and they got $47 million, which means his cap hit probably wouldn't be over $20 million for the first 2 years. So you got the money to make that happen.
Mm-hmm. And you got to think about this is going to be the best quarterback Pickens has ever played with. I don't think he want to go back to playing with. I can't even think of some of the names. Mason Rudolph.
Mason Rudolph.
Yeah, I don't think he want to go back to that.
Yeah.
I think he loved the culture in Dallas. I mean, I don't think I've ever seen him smile that much in his interviews and stuff like that. You know.
But even if they play hardball, his ceiling is $32 million. Now that we got this extra money, that's easy to do.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't think it's going to be a hard negotiation. And Brian Seven saying, I like Dak. He deserves a better running back next to him. I think we'll probably see one this year. I think we definitely going to see one next year. All right, Jeff, we're at an hour and a half. My fantasy draft is over. We pretty much.
I was going to say, flash your team up there. You didn't really talk too much about your team.
I ain't even pay attention to the team, honestly.
I can tell. I know you got the Patriot defense and Henry and Genty, and I don't know, and Drake London.
I mean, I'll be honest. I don't like these drafts. Well, I don't like ESPN.
Mm-hmm.
Where my team at? I don't like ESPN. I don't like the rules they put in place. I just kind of go through the motions on these drafts.
So you got Lamar Jackson, Genty,
Henry.
Devontae. I like the team. I mean, I don't. What's not to like about it? Let's see. Let's
I
see what
don't
your
like
bench
my
is.
bench though.
DJ Moore, Tony Pollard, Calvin Ridley, Tracy. Uh, I don't like Jacoby Myers, Krosky, Deeks. I like your bench. I don't see nothing wrong with it. I just don't like Jacoby Myers. That's the only bench spot I don't really like.
Let me check free agency.
Got a number one, two number ones in DJ Moore and Stephon Diggs. I think Stephon Diggs have a bounce back year.
I do too.
Krosky, or Bill as they would call him, the up and coming guy could have the Bucky Irvin effect. Um, Tony Pollard right now with Tajay Spears on IR, unquestioned number one.
Yeah.
Calvin Ridley, number one target in Tennessee. Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, you got a lot of. I mean, I wouldn't even call them break glass in case of emergency. You got a lot of plug and plays.
I see Tank and ATN both available.
I mean, it's an 8-man league. I mean,
Yeah. Trying to think if I should pick one of them up over a Bill.
I would probably do ETN over Bill.
Well, he's on my bench. I can wait till week 1.
Yeah.
Brian said more in the flex if PPR. It's a PPR.
Thank you, Brian. I got DJ Moore in the flex in one of my leagues. He just made me feel better about that.
They play in Minnesota on Monday Night Football. They coach. Gotta showcase the new offense. It's a good move. But this year, I just feel like if you got a star player, you play them against New Orleans and Arizona. I feel like those are going to be the 2 worst teams in the league this year.
Agreed. So who wins week 1 between Arizona and New Orleans?
Arizona, definitely.
Okay. All right.
They don't know who their quarterback is in New Orleans.
That's Spencer Rattler. But yeah.
They don't know who their quarterback is in New Orleans, Joe.
Oh man, I'm glad Marlon ain't on, boy. You would get all type of messages in the chat right there.
Matthew Hughart said, I played high school football as running back. I wish I went against Lamar Jackson. I'm from Florida. He played for Boynton Beach High School. Okay.
So what's your 40, Matthew? If you're still listening, what was your 40 in 40 time?
Brian said, I think people sleeping on the Bears. I don't think people sleeping on the Bears. I just think people hate Caleb Williams.
Agreed.
I think everybody thinks the Bears will have a good year. They just don't like Caleb Williams. But I probably will put DJ Moore in the flex position.
You put him in the flex, but won't trade for him. I got you.
I'm still waiting for my team. He said I ran a 4.2 in high school.
Okay, 4.2 in high school. I got you. 4.2.
And I say this, fantasy purposes. If I don't have to, I'm not starting anybody against Denver.
Yeah.
That Denver defense is going to be ridiculous, I think.
Yeah.
And they're going to run the ball a lot, so they're going to control the clock.
Yeah, I think that Greenlaw pick going to really put them over the top.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Yeah. That was a play I was hoping Dallas would have signed, but didn't happen.
All right, everybody, we are an hour and a half. I have 2 more fantasy leagues to do. I think one of our leagues we in together is on Sunday, right, Jeff? Is it 3 o'clock or 7 o'clock?
It's 7 o'clock.
Okay.
It's 3 o'clock. I'm just playing.
It's for real?
It is 3 o'clock, yeah.
Yeah, you would be busy at 3 o'clock.
I know, right?
What time is that event you got Sunday? 12 to 3?
12 to 4 or 12 to 4:30.
Okay.
Hopefully they got good internet, and by then, hopefully people have been slowed down, so I'll be able to make my first couple of picks and roll with the rest of it.
So I'm probably going live Sunday. I don't know which. I'll probably go live for the 7 o'clock draft, So if you guys enjoy watching me do my fantasy, I'm probably going to live again 7 o'clock on Sunday. I may try to get Charlie in here with me at 7 o'clock. So Jeff, if you want to come and help me pick my team and talk stuff with Charlie, we can do that draft, and then we can just talk 53-man roster because I haven't had a chance to discuss who's on the team and who's not.
I'll be down for that. Always
Okay.
down to talk about that, Charlie.
So
Hit
if you
some,
guys
hit
if
some
you
F
guys
bombs.
if you guys just want to get a sample of what you might hear on Sunday, I got to check with Charlie to make sure he good. But if you want to get a sample of what you want to hear, what you're going to hear on Sunday, if I can get Charlie, y'all go on Twitter and find Dallas Cowboys UI. All you're going to need to do is read one post, and I promise you, you'll be back on Sunday. Because Charlie has some hot takes. And when I say hot, they flaming hot. So I'm going to try to get Charlie this Sunday. So guys, come back and join me as I do another fantasy draft, 7 p.m. on Sunday, Central Time. And then we'll be officially kicking off the regular season this coming Wednesday at 8:30 Central Standard Time for our regularly scheduled fifth quarter podcast shows. The creator of DC4L, Amanda Foster, will be with me this Wednesday. We'll be breaking down the Cowboys versus Eagles game. And when Amanda joins the show, there will be prizes. She's already guaranteed me that we will be giving away a Cowboys jersey Wednesday night, and it won't be Micah Parsons.
I'm glad to be a Michael jersey.
So you guys won't get a bootleg jersey. But she's already guaranteed me one of the prizes will be a Cowboys jersey. So if you want a chance to win a Cowboys jersey, be sure to join us this Wednesday, 8:30 Central Standard Time for the fifth quarter podcast. And also catch me this Sunday as I do one of my last fantasy football drafts. Thank you guys for joining. I hope you guys enjoyed tonight's show. Kind of an impromptu show, but we had a lot to talk about. Thank you to Matthew, Brian, Jeffrey Gardner. I saw you pop in. Thank you for joining us.
Cousin D.
I miss Jack Mika hopping in. Thank you, Jack, for joining us as always. I see we got Marlo joining us as well. Appreciate you tuning in for a few seconds. Kurt Whitmer was pretty active early. And then your cousin out in Chicago. Is it cousin? I say
yeah, it's my cousin. If y'all get a chance, please, he's it's a kid friendly show, family friendly show, whatever the F I want. Go and watch his podcast on Tuesday nights. They go for a few hours. We talk about they talk about sports, talk about things in life. It's pretty much what the title of it says, whatever I want. But it's some pretty interesting takes and characters on that podcast. So if you want a good laugh, you want some seriousness, subscribe to my cousin D with whatever the F I want on his podcast and join in on Tuesday nights.
And for you guys that haven't done so already, be sure to find me on YouTube at Bluff City Cowboys. I'll put it in the comments so you guys can find that. So go over there, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, hit that bell to follow us for future Cowboys episodes. Definitely Matthew Hugh-Hart, Brian Seven, John Duran. I hope you guys continue to join us because we always love having good Cowboys conversation, and we got a lot to talk about this season. So thank you guys for joining us tonight. Appreciate you tuning in. And as always, let's go Cowboys. Jeff, you got any last words before we get out of here?
Yes, my last words for Cowboy Nation, I'm going to channel my inner Aaron Rodgers. RELAX. Relax, guys. The year's not over before it starts. The team don't look as bad as everybody think. Give them a chance. Trust the process. And at the end of the day, we're Cowboy fans. We got to roll with the good and the bad. We've been doing it for years. So just relax. Just relax.
All right, guys. Thank you for joining. We'll see you next time.